I'm going to reveal how lawyer fees work in personal injury cases using real examples that are easy to understand. This includes car accidents, slip and falls, and much more. It's crucial to know how much attorneys can charge, and here are 3 important reasons why. First, you can estimate how much of your settlement will go into your pocket after lawyers' fees and costs are deducted. This knowledge allows you to make informed decisions to maximize the amount that you get in your pocket. Knowing how much you get after your lawyer fees helps you decide when it's better to take the insurance company's offer versus file a lawsuit. You don't want to sue, only to realize that you could have gotten more in your pocket without a lawsuit. Second, knowing how lawyer fees work will prevent you from getting overcharged. The amount that an attorney can charge in an accident case depends on the state where you were injured. We'll get into that shortly. Being informed helps you spot unethical clauses in injury claim fee agreements, such as hidden charges for services like flat or administrative fees for costs and fees for hiring a company to fight the amount that you may need to pay back to your health insurance company. In most instances, lawyers aren't allowed to charge you for those costs. This is especially important when a recent poll found that only 16% of people have a high or very high opinion of lawyers being honest and trustworthy. By understanding how injury lawyers' fees work, you can protect your financial interests and ensure transparency in your case. Knowing how injury lawyer fees work can prevent disputes that will cause you stress and drain your time. I'm also going to expose several more fees and costs that accident lawyers can't charge for. But first, how much can personal injury lawyers charge? Well, it depends on the state where you were injured. In Florida, where I practice, an attorney cannot charge more than 33 1/3% of the total settlement before a lawsuit is filed. The lawyer can't charge more than 40% after a lawsuit is filed and certain conditions are met. In addition to the attorney's fees, attorneys are allowed to charge reasonable costs. And I bet that what I'm about to expose about costs in just a moment will shock you. But first, let's look at how attorney's fees work through my real case example. Felix, a father, was driving through a green light with his family in South Florida. A pickup truck from the other direction turned left and crashed into Felix's car. It left him with a broken wrist and pain in his back, knee, and neck. On top of his pain, Felix was worried about lawyer fees and how they might affect his settlement. He also had problems because he didn't have collision coverage on his car. He did have gap coverage, which helps pay off the difference between what he owes on the car and what it is worth if it's totaled. So Felix called me. If you've been injured in an accident in Florida and you think someone else is at fault, click the link in the description below to see if I could be the lawyer for you. I explained to Felix that as an injury lawyer, I work on a contingency fee. One of the benefits of attorney's fees in personal injury cases, whether car or truck accidents, slip and falls, or other types, is that you do not have to pay any money up front. The attorney is only paid if they recover money for you. If no compensation is recovered, you owe the attorney nothing. However, read the lawyer's contract to make sure it doesn't say that you still owe them for costs if they don't win your case. The last thing that you want is to lose your case and still owe your lawyer for their costs. You've already been through enough stress from your accident. Back to Felix's case. Felix's wrist was healing, but the insurance company took its time investigating the case. So I fought to secure what he deserved. In Felix's case, our costs were $0. Felix's health insurance company was about to pay sizable medical bills for his medical treatment, and they demanded we pay them back from any settlement with the other driver's insurance company. Did you know you might have to repay your health insurance company from your settlement? But with the lawyer, those payback claims often must be reduced by a share of the lawyer's fees and costs, saving you a lot. A skilled lawyer can also use other arguments to fight for deeper discounts, putting more money in your pocket. In the end, I persuaded the other driver's insurance company to settle Felix's injury claim for $100,000. We wanted them to pay fast, but Felix also wanted to get paid for his $50,000 in car damage. So I drafted a document that allowed him to settle his injury case but keep his car damage case against the other driver. It gets better. In Felix's case, I got his health insurance company to drop their claim to get payback from his settlement. Since I didn't sue, my fee was capped at 33 1/3% of the $100,000 injury settlement, which was $33,133. Felix got over $65,600 in his pocket. I wired him his money at no charge. He was beyond thrilled. I spent countless hours helping him get his car paid for and worked on his gap insurance claim, but I didn't charge him any fee for the damage claim. Lawyers can't charge you on your auto damage claim unless they sue to get this money. Costs are expenses the attorney pays while handling your case, such as obtaining medical records or paying for the police officer's body-worn camera footage. These are separate from attorney's fees, but are generally reasonable and small in most cases. In another case, Aaron was riding his e-bike when a car hit him. Aaron injured his back and doctors gave him injections. He owed the VA hospital $44,000 in medical bills. The VA demanded we pay them back. More on this in a bit. After a hard-fought battle, we got the insurance companies to pay us $125,000. I also got the driver to pay $15,000 from his personal money. My lawyer's fee was 1/3 of the $135,000 settlement, which is $45,000. But my total costs were only $12 for a crash report. In a second, I'll reveal how much Aaron got in his pocket. But first, you need to know that getting the $135,000 settlement was just one part of his accident case. The VA hospital demanded that Aaron pay them for the $44,000 in medical bill charges. Think of it like having health insurance that covers your hospital bills but then wants reimbursement from your settlement. Here's where many people go wrong. They let their lawyer hire an outside company to negotiate the reduction of the health insurance payback. If the company gets the VA to reduce their claim from $44,000 to, let's say, $15,000, that's a savings of $29,000. However, the company usually charges a fee, often 33% of the savings, which would be around $9,600. This fee comes out of your portion of the settlement. Even if the company only charges based on the savings, it's usually the lawyer's job to handle it, at least in Florida. Your lawyer needs court approval to pay these companies from your settlement. Otherwise, the company takes money from your share. In Aaron's case, I was able to negotiate the VA claim down to $15,000 myself without charging him for this. Aaron received $74,988 in his pocket, which I wired to him at no charge. We also got the other driver's insurance company to pay for a $1,200 brand new e-bike, and we couldn't charge a fee on that because we didn't sue. When you settle your personal injury case, the insurance company will send the settlement check to your lawyer. Your lawyer then deposits it into their trust account. After it clears your lawyer's bank account, they can pay you for your portion of the settlement. Here's a pro tip. Before hiring an accident lawyer, ask them if they'll wire you your settlement money at no charge. I find that clients absolutely love it. They usually get their settlement funds within minutes after I wire it to them. Who wouldn't want this? If your lawyer won't wire you your settlement money at no charge, maybe they're not the right lawyer for you. I've shown you that lawyer costs can be small. However, they can increase. For example, if you hire an engineer to inspect the accident scene, or maybe your lawyer files a lawsuit. Sometimes you need to hire a company to download the black box in the vehicle that was speeding. Your case can be won or lost on the data that the black box contains, such as the speed of the vehicle just before and during impact. The black box download costs $500 or more. Ask your lawyer about costs up front. Your lawyer should be able to tell you the type of costs that your case may require, and they shouldn't rush you when going over this. Before hiring the lawyer, make sure you understand everything 100%. If not, find another lawyer. The closing statement is the document that you sign at the end of the case that shows the total settlement amount. It also lists the lawyer's fees, expenses, the medical bills that will be paid from the settlement, and how much you will get in your pocket. Here's a pro tip. Before you hire an accident lawyer, ask them to show you what a sample closing statement looks like. I can easily do this on a Zoom face-to-face video call, and people injured in accidents absolutely love it. Do not, I repeat, do not just let your lawyer lump all the costs together as one amount on your closing statement. Request that all costs be itemized in your closing statement. Otherwise, your injury lawyer can charge you for costs that were never paid. Watch out for that. Ask your lawyer if they charge for in-office copies or long-distance calls. If they do, ask them to put in writing that they won't charge you for this. The best time to discuss lawyer fees and costs is before you hire the lawyer. That's when you have the most leverage or power. Be cautious when hiring a large law firm, as many people complain to me that months have passed by and they've never even spoken with their lawyer. If having regular communication and knowing who will handle your case are important to you, ask about these details up front. This way you can ensure you're comfortable with both the fees and the service you'll receive. Make sure your lawyer agrees to tell you before filing a lawsuit or incurring large expenses. You have the right to know. Your lawyer isn't allowed to charge you a fee on the medical payments coverage that they receive in your case. Medical payments is a type of coverage on your auto insurance policy that pays your medical bills. It pays without regard to who's at fault. Here's an example from a real case of mine. Richard was riding a motorcycle in Jacksonville, Florida, when a car was driving in front of him. He and witnesses claimed that the other car intentionally slammed on its brakes. Richard hired me to make a claim against the other driver and his insurance company. Richard had medical payments coverage on his insurance policy. They paid $5,000 of Richard's medical bills. But here's what was great for Richard, and it's awesome for you. Lawyers are not allowed to charge a fee on money that we receive from medical payments coverage. The same is true if you get injured at a business or someone's property. The business's medical payments coverage pays your bills, even if the business wasn't careless. Your lawyer can't charge a fee on money that they get from medical payments coverage. In another real case, Madeline tripped and fell on what we claimed was a hazard in the store's parking lot. She had a bad ankle fracture and she hired me. The parking lot owner and landscapers insurance companies sent us checks for $15,000 from their medical payments coverage. I wasn't allowed to charge Madeline a fee on that amount. On the other hand, if your lawyer has to sue to get the medical payments coverage checks, then they can charge a fee. But we also made a personal injury claim for Madeline. One insurance company denied liability. After an intense battle, I settled her case for $670,000. My lawyer fees were 1/3 of the settlement. My costs were small. My lawyer's fees and costs were around $224,150. After my lawyer fees and costs and paying Madeline's medical bills, she got over $370,600 in her pocket. If your lawyer gets the other driver's insurance to pay for your rental car without suing, your attorney can't charge you for this. Did you know that if the other driver is at fault, their insurance company must pay for your rental car, even if you don't rent a car? This is called a loss of use claim, and it could wind up paying you big money. And that's exactly what happened in my client Richard's case when his motorcycle was damaged. It took time before Richard's motorcycle insurer paid him to fix his motorcycle, but we got the other driver's car insurance company to pay $10,000 in loss of use money, even though Richard never rented a car. But it got even better for Richard. I wasn't allowed to charge him a fee on this $10,000 loss of use payment that we got him. This is because we didn't sue to get it. If we would have needed to sue to get this, we could have charged Richard. A pro tip is to ask your lawyer if they're going to make a loss of use claim for you. If they aren't, perhaps they're not the right lawyer for you. Don't let your lawyer charge you for fees for a paralegal or law clerk drafting a lawsuit. It's not allowed. I have revealed just a bit about how injury lawyer fees work, but without taking what you've learned to the next level, you may get substantially less money in your pocket than you deserve. I share more simple, real examples of how injury lawyer fees really work in the video that's on screen now, linked in the description below. Watch it now. And if you've been injured in an accident in Florida and believe someone else is at fault, click the link in the description below to see if I can fight to win you a big payout.